Jeffrey.
Yes.
The holidays are here.
The holidays are here.
Do you know what that means?
Lots of excitement, love, and a little bit of gift giving.
A lot of gift giving.
A lot of gift giving.
We're here to bring you our holiday gift guide.
Yeah.
This is a first. We plan on doing this every year.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be in 5 sections.
Yeah.
It's going to be like your stocking stuffer type games. It's going to be your party games.
Party games.
It's going to be your games for non-gamers.
Yep.
Your games for gamers. And then just things you can buy that aren't even board games. They're just like great things that a gamer might enjoy. Hopefully you like the video.
Yeah.
This is our first year on YouTube, and thus far we've just so appreciated the support, love.
Everybody's been awesome.
You guys have been
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, comment below. We spent probably the most time we have on any video on this.
Yeah.
So if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Catch you in a second. Okay, so as promised, we're going to start with...
Stocking stuffers.
Stocking stuffers, yes. Yeah. So I'm going first here. Sadly, we have cheated a little bit. So full disclosure, each section in this video is going to have 5 games total. So we're going to be going back and forth a lot. The first entry to this is 3 games, so I'm kind of already cheating. It's fine. So the first entry is Oink Games, specifically Scout, Startups, or Fake Artist Goes to New York.
All great games.
These are all so good. They can be taught so fast. If you're not familiar, Scout is like a ladder climbing, trick-taking type of game where you're just beating the hand that came before you with cards you have in your hand. You can't rearrange cards. It's about making sets and pulling cards at the right time and the right orientation. It's brilliant. Startups is like a set collection, trying to have the most shares kind of game where you have 3, basically every card's a stock or a share.
It's a mini stock market.
It's a mini stock market.
Yeah.
Each turn you're just drawing a card and putting a card down. The variance being you're either drawing a card from a deck or a pool of unwanted shares, and then you're putting it down either in your area or into that pool of unwanted shares.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then Fake Artist Goes to New York is a game of imposterism, of faking that you're an artist. So basically, everyone gets a card that tells them what they have to try to draw, what they're all trying to draw. The fake artist doesn't get that card. And they're, every turn you're basically just writing like a single line onto this drawing, and the fake artist has no idea what they're trying to draw. And they have to either pick it up and get what they're trying to draw or lose is basically how it works. Anyway, they're all fantastic. That is our first pick for games to go into a stocking, and that is Oink Games.
Great gifts for basically anyone. They're awesome.
Jeffrey, what you got for a stocking?
All right. So, first stocking stuffer on my end is going to be The Crew. Great. Either the base game, The Quest for Planet 9, or the Mission Deep Sea. Mission Deep Sea we generally recommend more because they're pretty much the same game, but there's more variance with Mission Deep Sea, and it scales far better, better.
Lower player counts.
Yeah, they're both great options, though. If you can't find Mission Deep Sea, like, this is a great game to give to anybody. Basically, Trick Taker, it's cooperative, limited communication. You can't say anything to anybody, but you can kind of communicate a little bit with a card and a chip and everything that you show to everybody. You're trying to complete missions. You can either play through a series of games, trying kind of in a bit of a campaign mode, or you can just play one-offs. It's a great game, lots of fun. I've played this with so many different people. Even if they hadn't played trick-taking games before, they've been able to catch on to it and had a lot of fun. So anyways, that's number 2 on the Stocking Stuffers list, The Crew.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Number 3 on the Stocking Stuffers list is a game by Bitewing Games. It is called Trailblazers. And as you can see, this one cost me $13. It's not expensive. This is the Pocket Edition. Trailblazers is basically trying to place like trails, red and blue trails across a map in a way that gets you towards campsites, gets you towards various objectives. The better you place the trail, the better you do. It's a tile laying game. It's fantastic. You could play it anywhere, like on a bus or on a camping or on a flight on one of those like those little tables that suck that are between the chairs when people lean back and they bump you. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just fat. But anyway, common problem, solution, Trailblazers.
Yeah.
What you got?
Okay, so the next one is Next Station London.
Yes.
There are different versions of this game, but it's a lot of fun. Basically, what you're trying to do is kind of set up a little bit of subway network or a transit network, in this case in London. You're going to be drawing different cards, and that will basically tell you where you kind of have to go. You're going to have multiple options, and you're just drawing a line from your beginning spot to the next location. You're trying to cross different rivers, which score you extra points, trying to do the longest sequence, trying to hit a bunch of different tourist locations. It's a flip and write, and it's a lot of fun. The first time I ever played this, I was actually really, really surprised with such a simple game. how much fun it was. So it's a great stocking stuffer. You can play this on Christmas Day. You can play this on Boxing Day if you guys get together with other people. Any holiday event, any group of people, like kids, adults, whatever.
It also
you'll have a
kind
good
of
time.
plays to any player count, which is cool. Like
Yeah,
if you have enough,
yeah,
like, if
definitely.
you have enough colored crayons, you can do it to, or not crayons, colored pencils.
Yeah.
You can do it to any player count.
Yeah,
It's just
you can
super
play
good.
it solo even. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Great game, great series of games. Next station London, definitely worth the pickup. Definitely a good gift. Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, on our top 5 stocking stuffer games is 12 Chip Trick. This is probably the hardest game on this list to find because it's an import. But basically, you all have these numbered chips that are red or green. It's a trick-taking game where instead of playing cards, you're playing chips, obviously, if you haven't picked that up yet. When everyone plays chips, the highest chip has to then pick a chip from all of them and keep it face up, and they can never be played again. Once someone can't play chips anymore, the game's over. And the goal is to get under 21 points.
Yeah.
Saved, like flipped. It's super awesome, cool little trick-taking game. You play till someone wins 3 hands is kind of the outcome. And yeah, just strongly recommend it. We broke it out last game day and it did fantastic. 12 Chip Trick.
Really simple, lots of fun, great game.
Anyway, that's our stocking stuffers. We'll be back in a second with our party games.
See you soon.
Don't leave.
Keep watching.
Catch you in a second. Jeffrey.
Yes.
So we got through all the stocking stuffers.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
We're now on to party games, and trust me, there's one in here that's like a chonker, but usually these are all party games.
Yeah.
So you want to stick around.
A little deluxe, we'll say, for a party game.
But to start off, we're going to do Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, or if you're Canadian, Taco Puck Maple Syrup Canoe. This is just a little party game you can bring kind of anywhere. Basically, you're drawing cards from a deck at random and trying to say Taco Puck Maple Syrup Canoe, like one of the words with the card. The second someone says the word that matches the card, you all have to slap the deck.
Yeah.
The last person to slap the deck picks up all the cards, puts it in their deck, and then you restart all over. So the last person with cards in their deck loses.
It's a lot of fun.
It's just kind of like a fun little drinking game kind of situation. It's great. That's Taco Puck Maple Syrup Canoe.
I'm surprised you can say it that fast. All right, next one up. This is a classic. A lot of people have played this, like tons of people have played this. It's a great game. So One Night Werewolf. Social deduction game. You have a bunch of different roles. You're trying to figure out who the werewolves are. You close your eyes at the beginning. Everybody has special powers depending on their character, or most of them do at least. And you're trying to figure out who the bad guys are, who are the murderers, and you're hoping to survive the night, essentially. So you're trying to find that bad guy and kill them. And you just go around the game or around the table and talk to everybody. You try and get people to trust you, or you try and get people to not trust somebody else, or whatever. You can sometimes look at different cards. You open your eyes during the night and you figure out who like your partner in crime is, or who another good person is. It's tons of fun. Social deduction, just play it a couple times. Like you have a group of people, like play a round or two. Like
super
it's so
high
much fun.
player count too. It plays to like 10. Yeah,
100%. Well, there's a version of this game where you can literally have like 60 people playing. Like you can do a big party. But yeah, I've played it with gamers. I played it with just like family members of friends and stuff like that, and they've all loved it. So anyways, yeah, One Night Werewolf. Great game.
Next up on the list is another. It's a social game. It's a large high player count game. I think it plays to 8, and it is Long Shot the Dice Game.
Yeah.
Long Shot the Dice Game is like a horse racing type situation where basically you're rolling dice every game, and the dice move horses. And you have a horse you've purchased. You can purchase more horses. You can make it so that when another horse moves, your horse moves. Yep. It's just chaos, but it's super fun. Strongly recommend. It's just everyone will love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Great time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go again because I have 3 games here, and we seem to have done this out of order.
Yeah, it's all good.
My next game is Just One, which I think might be one of the best party games I've ever played. That's just a hit with
pretty cool
everyone.
Yeah.
So Just One is kind of like it's like what's that? Headbands.
Yeah.
Where someone has a word on their head and you're giving them like hints for it, kind of. But instead of that, the person has to guess a word, and everyone helps them by writing a hint on a card.
Yeah.
And then before the person looks, you all hold your cards up, and if you have a matching hint, it gets canceled out and the person doesn't get that hint.
Yeah, yeah.
And you do well based on how well the person does. I don't know, it's just super fun. the idea that like you can't have the same hints, so people are thinking of like these wild out of the box clues is hysterical.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the backwards game of Codenames almost, because like Codenames are trying
actually,
to like, Codenames are trying to give like a word and then a number and like relate it to as many things as possible. This is like you're trying to relate to one thing with outside the box words as possible.
And not trying to say the same thing or write down the same thing as other people,
It's
because
tough.
it's probably the best clue, but if other people have it, you don't give it, right?
Exactly. So it's super cool. Anyway, that is just one. Jeffrey, Chonker.
Okay, so this one we couldn't resist adding to the list. It's this. If you're giving this as a gift,
You're the best.
You're the best. And
Great gift for someone who hosts game nights.
Yes,
has a lot of people.
100%. That's really good. And I'm so glad that you got this one, because we have had so much fun with this. You've probably heard of this game.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
got Blood on the Clock Tower. This is such a fantastic social deduction game. You've got Game Master, who is going around and giving everybody information, running the whole thing. You've got a demon, you've got a minion, you've got, like, it plays up to a huge player count, like probably...
I'd say 16 comfortably.
Yeah, 16
Plus
comfortably,
GM.
but you can get up to, I think, 20, right? We had about 13 people, and it ran really, really, really
So
well.
good.
We played 3 games. Like, it's fantastic.
And we played 3 games like in a game night. Like people
Yeah,
showed up
yeah.
at like 5 type situation.
Yeah, we started playing 6:30, something like that. We went till
we
about
ended late. We
midnight.
went till about like 1, but it was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah. But we also, like, another cool thing about this game, if you're hosting a party and you have a bunch of different friends who don't necessarily know each other, that was a really cool thing about that night as well, is that everybody, by the end of the night, everybody had talked a lot, everybody knew everybody, had a great time, and just, it's a great experience.
The feedback you get after the first time breaking this out is, when can we do that again?
Yeah,
Like, let's
exactly.
start playing that.
Exactly.
Let's do it
Like,
again.
we're basically gonna have a quarterly, like, Blood on the Clock Tower night. Like, it's fantastic.
So good. Anyway, that's our last one for party games, Blood on the Clock Tower.
It's fantastic.
Next up, Jeffrey, I think we're gonna do games for non-gamers.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get back to it.
Catch you in a second. Okay, Jeffrey.
Yes.
5 games for non-gamers. I think you've got the majority here, so why don't you fire us off?
Okay, so first off, we're going to go with the sequel to Dog Park, which is Forever Home. So basically, this game is all about a very, very important thing, giving dogs homes that need them. You're going to be taking dogs into your shelter, trying to match them up with prospective owners, training them, trying to get a bunch of accommodations for them, and just try and, like, make some love out there, match people up with,
The theme of
like,
this game is so
awesome,
approachable.
Yeah, like, it's so good. Like, all the dogs in that we've had in my family have all come from shelters. I think it's really, really cool that they decided to make a game like this, just to kind of promote that idea and everything, and matching lovely little dogs with some families and give them homes and stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's cute. The artwork's great on this. Like, it's so
really
good.
is, yeah.
Dog Park was a lot of fun. Forever Home, it's really, really good sequel and everything. So
Absolutely.
yeah, simple to learn and a lot of fun. So yeah, first one, Forever Home.
Okay. Mine might be a little controversial, which we've learned because we just did a video, top 5 games to start your collection.
Yeah.
And people did not seem to think those were collection starter games. We didn't mean gateway games.
We did not
by the
mean
way.
gateway games.
We meant, like, you've already decided to start a collection. It's fine. We heard you loud and clear. We're making a top 5 gateway
We
games
are going
list.
to have
That's
that
coming out next.
pretty
So
soon.
you brought
Yeah,
that
yeah.
upon yourselves.
Yeah.
But until then, the game is Clank, specifically Clank Catacombs. Clank is not as heavy as it looks. It plays to 4 players.
Yep.
It's basically it's an intro to deck building.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a deck building game where you are navigating these tunnels, these catacombs, as you get deeper and deeper.
Bit of a dungeon
things
dive.
Things get a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
You have these cards called Clank cards in your deck, or cards that give you Clank, which is just you making noise, attracting this very scary dinosaur to come eat you. And the dinosaur does damage to you every time he hits you. So the more noise you make, the more likely he is to do damage, or he or she. And then when they do damage to you, you get slapped by a dinosaur. It's good fun. The deck building's great. The designer of this made like a board gamer favorite, Dune Imperium, as well. So I mean, well-versed designers. This was their first work, and then they went to Dune Imperium. But yeah, Clank Catacombs, fantastic. All right, Jeff.
Okay. All right. So the next one, we have Dinosaur Island. Roaring right.
Good.
Yeah, you're basically building up a Jurassic Park themed kind of island theme park and everything like that. So you're going to be drawing in a bunch of different pens and locations and attractions and things like that. You're going to be rolling dice, using those dice kind of like workers, and basically to build out the DNA structure of new dinosaurs. You're going to be trying to attract people to your park and make the best damn dinosaur park ever.
It's funny too, because like the more scary your park is, the more thrilling it is, and I'm pretty sure that people can die, and then it's just like, oh yay, people died. This is a scarier theme.
Yeah.
So super cool.
Yeah, I've loved Jurassic Park since I was a kid, so this is like totally up my alley. I'm really, really excited for this one. And yeah, great game, great gift. Yeah, I think anybody can get into this.
Dinosaur Island.
Dinosaur Island, roar and write.
I haven't played it yet, but I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good.
Anyway, okay. I suppose I'm next. My game is Meadow. Meadow is fantastic. Unironically, this was actually gifted to me by our friend Adam.
Yeah.
You might not have known that. It is like a set collection game. You are operating as an observer who's observing animals and locations in the forest, basically. In observing them, you collect those animals into various sets based on the location, the type of animal, certain icons on the cards, and score points according to your observations. Wanting to be the best observer there is, basically. Gotta see them all. But Meadow's great fun. The downstream expansion's in here too, so the box is quite literally exploding. But the game's great. We love it. It just appeals to such a big audience.
Yeah, it does.
The critters and the art are just beautiful. So that's it. Meadow.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Jeff.
And last on this list, we're going with Fit to Print. Basically, you're trying to build a newspaper out of anthropomorphized critters, a la many, many different games that are out there in the board game universe. I'm sure you can think of a few of them. It's a lot of fun. It's a tile placing game. You're basically building out a newspaper and trying to fit everything onto a page. You're trying to get stuff on there that scores the most points. The person with the most points wins. Build an awesome newspaper full of different animals. It appeals to pretty much everybody. It's really simple.
It plays in
really
like 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We've said Cascadia a lot. Cascadia is a great option. This is the same company. They made this. It's also fantastic. It's lighter than Cascadia probably, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Cool.
Fit to print.
Fit to print.
All right, Jeff. I think that wraps our games for non-gamers.
Yes.
So we're going to get into our games for gamers.
Gamers.
We will be right back. Okay, Jeffrey.
Yes.
The most exciting part for us.
Absolutely.
Games for gamers.
Yeah.
So these are games we played recently, came out this year, or just we think are great gifts if someone doesn't have them already.
Yeah.
For a board gamer. Some of these got restocked recently, so they might have come out a while ago. There's one in particular here I'm thinking of. But anyway, I'm going to show the list because I have more of the boxes on my side of the table, and that's how this math works. So, first and foremost, this is a legacy-ish, campaign-ish kind of game.
Yeah.
It's a war game. It's tactical, a lot of dice. It is Undaunted Stalingrad. This is a war that happens in kind of this ever-evolving map over a set of like many games, like 10, 12 games, but the games take like 20 minutes to 30 minutes each. It's a deck building game where you have various different types of soldiers in your deck, and you play the soldiers to move them around and do things with them. Super fun. You can build your deck based on what type of soldier or which soldier on the map you want to engage more often. You roll dice for attacks. There's a bit of luck, but like the game self-balances by who's winning. It's a two-player game exclusively, and it bounces back and forth. The biggest critique I have of this game is some missions just feel blatantly unfair. But otherwise, and that's not a big deal because you can just forfeit the game immediately and then move on to the next scenario and you're kicking butt again. It's so well played out. Anyway, that's Undaunted Stalingrad. I think this is probably the best of the Undaunted series. And you could totally just bang this out in like a day if you wanted to. 14 games a day take like 7 hours. It'd be a long day, but like you'd be able to just be fantastic.
It's not like Warhammer where you have to move around a ton of little minis and measure everything out.
But it's awesome. Yeah. So that is Stalingrad. Jeffrey.
Very good pick. Okay. All right. So my first one on this list is brand new, basically. It just came out. We just received it recently, and I was very surprised at how much I liked it. So we've got Apiary. Apiary, probably most of you have heard of this game by now. It's worker bees in space, traveling around the galaxy, building up hives, building up their ships. It's a great worker placement game. It has workers that level up as you go on and then hibernate. The game ends once you've had 7 of your workers hibernate. You're trying to build up your ships and put farms on them. You're trying to recruit things like diplomats and chemists, which give you different bonuses and passive passive abilities and stuff
And
like
they're all
that.
bees.
They're all bees. All bees.
We interviewed Jamie Stegmaier pretty recently about this game, so if you want to check that out, that interview's on our YouTube page. You just have to look back a little bit, or we'll put it at the end of the video.
The art is fantastic.
Yeah, I like this pick.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm kind of sad I didn't think about this pick, because I like this pick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's such a good game. Like, if you like worker placement, like, this is a no-brainer. It's really, really good. Brand new. Great for any gamer who likes worker placement, or just anyone, really. Yeah, so that's it. Apiary. Yeah.
Good pick. My pick next is it's a new game, kind of like it's a rework of an older game. There's a few versions of it now. I think this is the best version of it, and that's pretty audacious to say, but it is it's a heavy box. Great Western Trail, New Zealand.
Great pick. Yeah.
This just came out. It is one in a line of 3 by Alexander Pfister. There's Argentina, which we have on the wall behind us, and you can kind of see it's right here. Yeah. As well as Great Western Trail 2nd Edition, which I don't own, but I've played. Adam owns it. This is a kind of a deck building worker placement game as well. The worker placement is interesting though, because like you're progressing along a path, and you stop at various spots on the path and do the actions
on a trail.
On a trail,
you might say.
You might.
Yes.
Yeah. And in this game, you're trying to take sheep to a boat to sell them. In the original game, you're taking cattle to various cities, depending on which game you're playing.
Kansas City, I think. Yeah. For
Kansas
the original
City and
one.
Buenos Aires, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But in this one, you're taking them to a boat. You're trying to sell your sheep. There's a different spin on this as well, where you can sell the wool off those sheep.
Yeah.
It's a great game. The interaction between players is great. As you place buildings, it restricts people's movement, and the development over time of your player board is really cool. The deck building's fun because you can't cash in multiple of the same sheep. It has to be different sheep at the end of the run, and then the higher your score in your hand, the more sheep you score. It's really great. I don't know. It's done great. This is the best version of it. It just came out, which means a lot of people don't have it. Yeah. It's fairly accessible as of right now, as I'm aware. So, yeah, Great Western Trail, New Zealand. That's my pick. Jeffrey.
Cool. All right.
What you got?
So the next one here is Obsession.
So good.
Yes. Okay, so basically you're trying to court the Fairchilds in old Victorian England. You're using your workers to try and host parties. You're building up a hand. You don't get to really build a hand necessarily, but you're drawing cards, you're adding them in. You're trying to build up your manor and use your cards to bring people to your different locations, host events there, use your workers to bring people along because like you need your butler and everything like that, right? So I would say this is not a theme that is like I'm super into. So when I first played it, I was a little kind of whatever and everything, but at the end of the game I literally said to John, like, I'm surprised I like this much. It's a great game. So yeah, whether you think somebody's going to like the theme or not, this is a fantastically made game. All the components and everything in it are premium. So nice. Everything looks great. All the photos of everybody are realistic photos. All the characters in this.
Tons of variance in the game.
Tons of variance in the game. You can play it over and over and over and over again. Yeah, it's a great game. So Obsession, great gift for anybody who's like a serious gamer and everything, likes worker placement. So yeah, Obsession.
Okay. Last on this list is a game that just kind of started coming back in stock. It's on another print run, I think, from Days of Wonder, and that is Heat.
I want to play this again.
Pedal to the Metal.
I want to play this again.
Heat is a racing game where you are building a deck of various cards that give you various abilities during the race. Yep. You are trying to mitigate how much heat you are accumulating because heat are just trash cards you have to toss, and they impact your ability to drive and race. Yep. You're trying to win the race based on that. It's super fun. It's been talked about quite a bit. Yeah. Now that it's in stock, we have to recommend it. If a gamer in your life doesn't have this game, they'll probably love it. It's the best racing game I've ever played. Yeah. It also comes with like a lot of expandability. I don't know if you knew this because I set it up when we played, but it has like expansion modules in it that are like basically huge variants for the game, like drafting various starting points, adding mods to your cars, that kind of thing.
Different tracks you can play on as well for the base. Yep.
It's super fun. That is Heat, Pedal to the Metal. That's our
great gift. Great game. Everybody thinks it's an awesome game. It's a great gift.
So good.
It's definitely a great gift.
Anyway, so that's our list of games for gamers. What do we have left, Jeff? I think we're just left to stuff that isn't a game that you should get.
Yeah, just gift ideas. Yeah.
So if you want some non-game gift ideas, stick around. We have one in there that's, I think, special, and we'll catch you shortly. Okay, so this last section is a gift to buy a board gamer that is not a board game. Yeah. And we know that's tough. I want to preface this with two things. One is the ultimate gift you can give someone who's a board gamer is your time.
Yeah, definitely.
Playing games with them, I'm sure they appreciate it. If you enjoy games, it's just such a kind thing. Like, I love having company over to play games. I'm sure you do
100%.
too. It's just, it's amazing. And then the crazy expensive purchase we could think of that we were both just like, this thing would instantly improve a board gamer's life is a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Because you can just make a lot of the stuff we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
But outside of those two things,
get them a 3D printer.
These are the things we would suggest you buy a board gamer.
Yeah.
Jeff, you have 3 things on your side. Why don't you go first?
Yeah, okay. So first thing in general is dice trays. So these are little collapsible ones. They're really cheap. They're great things to have, especially if you have somebody who likes a lot of Ameritrash stuff like me. I like rolling dice. These things, they fold out. They go away. They take up pretty much no space. You can get a whole pack of them so everybody can have one. These just clip together. It's not working for me at the moment, but they're good. They're great. You can get wooden ones. You can get the collapsible, foldable, kind of like rubber ones. Dice trays, they're always useful. You can also use them for components as well for games. So yeah, dice trays. Dice trays are great. That's number
second.
1. Yeah, I know. I was trying to do it quickly on camera.
That's a dice tray.
I have ones with snap rivets. They go together faster. Okay.
Get the snap rivet ones is what he's saying.
Yeah.
All right.
These are good too, but
mine is kind of off the back of that 3D printer discussion, but it is an insert for your friends or family members or significant other's favorite game. So this is just an example of an insert I 3D printed, but you can buy these on Etsy or whatever. This is a 3D printed insert for the game. Looks beautiful, super organized. There's levels to it. I'm not going to pull it all out now.
Yeah.
You get the idea. You can also get these in like Laserox wood. But yeah, or even Folded Space does them in like that foam. That's probably my least favorite of them all.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is this, and then my second favorite is Laserox. Just glue them together, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, inserts.
If there's a favorite game that you know somebody has, it has tons and tons of components, and the box when they open it up is just filled with bags, and everything's laid off around the table, it's a great gift for somebody, especially if it's for one of their favorites. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So the next one, we like a lot of card games and games with cards and deck building and stuff like that, trick taking. So our next thing is card tray holders. These things are great. Just line them up. We probably should have grabbed some cards, but you basically just put them in here. Then you can see everything splayed out in front of you. Depending on the different game that you're playing, it can make things a lot easier, especially for people who don't play card games very much.
Yeah, those were actually Christmas gifts for me.
Yeah. The great things to have. So card holders. Card holders are great. Yeah,
they are great. So you should go next because this last one I'm probably the most passionate about.
You definitely are passionate about.
Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Okay, so for the component problem that we were talking about before, was it you or Adam who originally came up with this?
Adam came up with
this. So our friend Adam came up with this idea. Yeah. Shout out to Adam. Component holders are something that are a great thing to have. It's easier to pass stuff around to people. Your table's less messy.
And they make very nice ones you can go buy.
There's very nice ones. But
if you game trays or whatever.
But if you want a simple solution to this that you can just get off of Amazon or any store around you, basically. So these are actually like silicone muffin cups for baking in the oven. They work fantastically well, and they're easy to clean. Like they're just great. Like I have a whole set at home as well, and I've been using them for the past 6 months or something like that. And
so good.
The first time Adam pulled those out at his place, I was just like, that's such a good idea. Yeah. So these are great. Component holders, and these are just like little muffin and baked goods type things. Multi-use. You can use them. Make some goodies, pull them out, eat them, and put your components in. So, these things are great.
Okay. And I think the biggest thing for someone who doesn't have them, quality of life improvement. And this is going to be a general statement in premium components for XYZ game.
You could throw out half of your components.
Component deluxeification. But you could throw out so many components and never use cardboard components again. This is iron clays. I almost lost the box. Iron clays. Now, it doesn't have to be iron clays. It can be metal tokens. It can be custom coins. It can be any poker chip that's numbered. Iron clays or numbered chips are just so good for points tracking, so good for so many different games for currency. These came with the deluxe version of brass, but you can buy them separately in packs of 1 or 200. They look great thematically. They're great to fidget with on the table. The play factor is serious.
We use them for Scout. We use them for all kinds of
Yeah, we use them for like everything.
yeah.
Anything that has a score, anything that has currency.
Yeah.
The only thing we don't use them for is like sci-fi themed games. It doesn't really make sense. For those, I whip out Moonrakers and pull the metal coins from Moonrakers out with the credits.
Like anything that doesn't have a score track around the board, essentially, like we use those for.
So like Scout between rounds, we track the score
100%.
with those,
It's great for
thing,
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Just so strongly recommend a set of iron clays. They're really expensive, so you can just get numbered chips, like weighted numbered chips, like 11 to 12 gram chips. They're great. But yeah, that is our 5 things to get for a non-board gamer. And I want to stress, more than all of these things, what you should get is your time.
Yes.
And more than all
absolutely.
of that, specifically with the games we just mentioned, a game you'll play with them.
Yes. Yeah.
Forget all the games we just talked about. Get a game you'll enjoy and play with them, because they'll appreciate that as much or more as whatever you were going to buy them.
Yeah, do a little research, look into a few things, and be like, I know they would like this.
So much so, if you're not a board gamer and you went up to a board gamer in your life and just said, hey, I'd love to board game with you, do you have this game? They would have that game the next time you were at their house.
Yeah.
1000%. So just keep that in mind. I mean, it is what it is. I just made it sound really desperate.
Usually we've got too many people at the table.
Usually we have a lot of people
table.
at the table, but it just we love showing. It's just you love introducing people to things you love. I think.
Yeah. And
you want people to feel the same way you do about things.
It's such a good hobby. It's so social. Like you get people together and have such a good time, so much fun, and you socialize. Like it's the time you spend together. It's pretty much why almost everybody does this hobby.
Totally.
Right. So it's it's great.
Well, that's our holiday buyer's guide.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy the holidays. We hope they're fantastic for you.
Yeah, definitely.
If you found the video helpful, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for what is a fantastic few months on YouTube so far. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been great.
This has been the biggest video in terms of individual items and content we've made.
Yeah.
We put a lot of thought into this, so if you appreciated it, comment below. Like our last video, if you think we're dumb, also comment below. And we appreciate it.
Some people definitely thought we were dumb.
Definitely. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm John.
Thanks, everyone. I'm Jeff.
And this is Chits and Cardboard, signing out.